Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show here on STV. The main talking points on tonight's programme: Craig Gordon will start in goal for Celtic against Manchester City in tomorrow's Champions League fixture. Billy Davies has ruled himself out of the running for the St Mirren job. Ross County have signed former Rangers winger Chris Burke. And what does the future hold for Sam Allardyce? Just a few of the topics we'll be discussing on tonight's programme ahead of that big match day 2 in the Champions League. Alan Ruff is alongside me, Peter Martin. So Craig Gordon gets the nod. Doris de Vries not quite 100%.
I'm pleased that he's getting a chance. I didn't think he should have been dropped in the first place, so Craig will have a chance to show the manager that the quality goalkeeper that he is. You know, he's said he's taken on everything on board that Brendan Rodgers said to him. His work on some of the points that he's brought up. So let's see if he has improved. I'm sure he will. He's got high quality goalkeeper and he'll take everything in, and we'll see possibly a better Craig Gordon tomorrow night.
Yeah, is there a greater responsibility on some of his teammates as well to give him the option to try and get that ball released quickly in that back four to build it?
Yeah, I think you've got to make yourself available. It's okay saying you want to build up for the back, but sometimes building up for the back when other teams know that that's what you're going to be doing can shut that off very quickly, and then what you've got to do is hit the ball long, and when you're hitting the ball long, then it's up to the players in the halfway line to make the ball that you're pinging to them a good ball. And I have to say the Celtic players have been doing that with de Vries. So let's see if they do it for Craig Gordon.
OK, the manager Brendan Rodgers was speaking earlier today at Celtic Park ahead of the big fixture. He has mentioned that Celtic need to be more aggressive against Manchester City than they were maybe against Barcelona in the Nou Camp.
Yeah, well, I can't, when we were in Barcelona, I can't remember many tackles flying in. I can't remember anybody getting near any of the Barcelona players to get a tackle. But certainly tomorrow night, I'm sure they'll maybe be pushed up a bit, getting tighter to players. I'm sure they'll play, Man City will play a different formation to Barcelona. So no, I think the manager will be expecting his players to be going a lot more forward than they were at Barcelona.
Yeah, if they have more possession, the one thing that they will feel is a higher level and higher intensity of play from Manchester City. This is something that Brendan Rodgers highlighted today. Since Pep Guardiola has come in, again, when Man City don't have the ball, they're going to work hard to try and get it back. Yeah,
and that's another level that you've got to deal with. That's the quality players that you're up against. You know, that I said yesterday, I mean, Sinclair and Roberts will be two big players for Celtic, but they can't get anywhere near a Man City first side. You know, it just shows you the level of player that they've got. But again, it's a European night. I think a lot of Celtic supporters have been there before. They'll know that they have taken points off of Liverpool's, Barcelona's, Juventus, Milan. It's up to the players to just step up a big bit, you know, to get something out of this game.
Yeah, Scott Brown highlighted the fact they need to be touch tight to the Manchester City players. They also need to try and frustrate them as well. That's all well and good. I think Celtic's biggest problem at times has been ball retention, the passing and the touch to try and not give it away.
Well, that was really noticeable in Israel, and it was noticeable in Barcelona as well. When the longer you've got the ball, obviously they can't do any damage, and they were just giving it away freely. So I'm sure they've been working on that since the Barcelona game. I think you will see an improvement. I thought at the weekend there against Kilmarnock there was a lot of movement, a lot of good control there, and that's the kind of level they need to be at.
OK, let's switch our attention now to the opposition, Manchester City. Of course, they'll get their first taste of Celtic Park tonight, all quiet. By the time they walk out onto the field, it has been billed as one of the favourite stadiums of many a footballer in Champions League football. The crowd can get really, really noisy, but will it make that much of a difference to Man City?
No, I don't think so. I think the players will sample the atmosphere, they'll rise to the occasion. They'll get as much a lift as the Celtic players will, you know, playing in that stadium with that noise. It's where you want to be, and they'll go out there. I don't think it will faze any of them. They've not got that many young players on their side anyway. Most of their players are all international players who've played in possibly bigger stadiums than Celtic Park.
Yeah, it's strange you saying that because many a top star has mentioned, yep, they're well used to playing in stadiums, hostile stadiums, but that one had something a little bit more special. Anything from Rio Ferdinand, Lionel Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, they've all highlighted the qualities of the park. Once the whistle blows, it's a different ball game completely. And I think the key element here is that this is a side that's got even better under Pep Guardiola, and Guardiola himself has said there's more to come from this City side. If they beat Celtic, they could emulate the Spurs side of 1960-61, 11 straight wins, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away for their 10 wins, but I think if you look at the league wins, most of the teams that they've beaten have been the teams down the bottom. You know, Sunderland, West Brom, Swansea. I'm just trying to diffuse how good it is to go on a 10-winning run, but. Certainly, the Borussia game was a great result, but yeah, of course they'll improve. The more these players get playing together, but I think Celtic have got to concentrate on themselves. They know what they're going to get. They know the players are going to come up against. I think it's just up to the Celtic players to put in a good shift tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. De Bruyne is out. We know that. Aguero is the man I'm looking forward to seeing, because I think if he goes one-on-one with anybody, you can. Kiss it goodnight. The ball will more often than not end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's the pace. It's just another level that it was obviously proved over in Barcelona that the Celtic players found it difficult to handle that 1-2 at pace. You know, they were cutting through them. And again, he will be doing that as well. And they also have the support for the fullbacks. They're just a very, very good side with great quality, and that's why I'm saying I would like Celtic. I know it sounds a hard one, but I would like to see Celtic try to take the game to them. Maybe the first 10, 15 minutes just to let them know they're in a game.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to give you some odds here, Ruffy. Okay. 9-1 you can get on Celtic, and 4-11 Manchester City.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a lot of Celtic supporters putting money on that, but if you were a gambler, I would think maybe a draw. Draw would give you a better chance. I think you'll get good odds at that, maybe 3-1, something
5-1?
5-1, yeah. I think there'll be a few Celtic supporters out there would fancy getting something out of the game, as they have done against other sides.
Okay, that's going to be interesting as far as tonight is concerned in the Champions League. Here's a look at the fixtures on offer on Tuesday. It is, of course, Champions League taking centre stage. CSKA against Tottenham, Monaco Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund against Real Madrid, Sporting against Legia Warsaw, Copenhagen against Bruges, Leicester Porto, Dynamo Zagreb against Juventus, and Sevilla against Lyon. Of course, Leicester have had a good experience so far in the Champions League, Roffy.
Yeah, I think they shocked everybody going away from home and getting a win. Again, this is what the Champions League's all about. The Leicester supporters, although it's not a massive section that they're in, they'll enjoy every minute of it. I'm sure it'll be full. And when they hear that Champions League music as well, I'm sure their supporters will be loving every minute of it.
Yeah, hard to believe, but Real Madrid, I think, are 22 games unbeaten in European football. It is an incredible run for them.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one tonight, Borussia Dortmund. I think it's a wonderful stadium. You're talking about Parkhead being a great stadium. That stadium, for me, just epitomises the whole Champions League football. It's absolutely bouncing, and I think they might get something tonight.
Okay, let's look at the Wednesday fixtures, including, of course, that match. We'll be out there live at Celtic Park. Looking forward to Celtic against Manchester City tomorrow, Ruffy. Elsewhere, Arsenal against Basel, Ludogorets against PSG, Besiktas against Dynamo Kiev, Napoli, Benfica, Borussia Mönchengladbach against Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Rostov against PSV Eindhoven. Borussia Mönchengladbach at home against Barcelona. I mean, you're picking 1 and 2, Barcelona, Man City.
Well, I think Celtic supporters will be hoping it's a Barca win. I don't think you want Borussia Mönchengladbach to any points whatsoever before Celtic get them, and then obviously it's up for grabs. I think we all expect Celtic not to qualify for the group stage, but I certainly would like to think they would want to be in Europe a wee bit longer. Yep,
okay. And Arsenal against Basel?
Yeah, I think Arsenal's great to watch in Champions League football. They just have a style of football that suits that kind of play. You know, I mean, everybody backs off. They allow you to get the ball. Arsenal's passing game, and then in the last third of that, just get that wee bit electric.
Okay. Joining us after the break, we'll be talking about Billy Davies. We'll also talk about Sam Allardyce, among other stories emerging today in the football world. Just before we head into the break, we thought we'd have a little bit of trivia for you to see. If you can tell us the last English team to face Celtic in Champions League competition, that's either group stage or indeed playoffs. Give us your answer at Peter and Ruffy, and we'll read out some of your answers after the break. It was the last English side that Celtic faced in Champions League action. Welcome back to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. Alan Ruff is alongside me, Peter Martin. Just prior to the break, we asked you to name the last English side to meet Celtic in Champions League action, qualifier, playoff, or possibly group stage. Ruffy?
I had a stab at Liverpool.
Yeah, no.
It's not.
Not Liverpool. I'm going to give you one more guess.
Okay.
Think long and hard.
Okay.
About some of the teams have played, because they've never played against Manchester City before. There is no record of any competition.
No. See, I remember the Liverpool, but remember Man United, remember Blackburn, but obviously they're not the ones I'm looking for.
No, the answer is Arsenal.
Wow.
They played Arsenal in the playoff, and the last time they met, Arsenal defeated Celtic by 3-1.
Yep, I remember the game down in Arsenal. There was a sort of a penalty. Wasn't there?
Yeah, dubious.
A dubious debate.
Yes.
But certainly I think they were good enough over the two legs.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Give yourself a pat in the back if you managed to get that correct, Ruffy. Another day for you to try and do well on these little quizzes that we have. Let's move on now to Billy Davies. Rule himself out of the running for the St Mirren job. The St Mirren board had a chat with him. I think might have had two discussions with him about the job, but unconfirmed, I'm led to believe he's still obviously on some kind of severance package from Nottingham Forest, so it would have to be something, I think, special to try and lure him back into management at that level. I don't know what's happening with the St Mirren board. I don't know what they've got in mind, but you've got Neil Warnock saying that he's interested in the job. Jamie Fullerton, one of our former guests in the last few weeks, is in the running. Gus McPherson as well. I mean, I'm looking at some of the candidates. I mean, Billy Stark, perfect chance. I mean, he knows the kids. He's worked with the Scotland under-21s. He would be an ideal candidate as well. Jack Ross for me as well. I don't know why they don't look at a homegrown manager, Ruffy. And I'm not in any way dismissing foreign coaches. I mean, Gordon Petric's name been mentioned, but I think St Mirren would be better served with a home boy.
Yeah, well, I think until you actually go and sit down with the owner and see what his remit is, see what the budget is, see what his targets are, then you have to assess, is this the right club for me to join? Obviously some of these guys are working up the ladder. Sometimes some of them can't afford to go into another club and get a setback, but you would like to think St Mirren, lovely stadium, good support. They have to go up. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they have to go upwards rather than up. But certainly, I would think it would be with all that's put down on the paper of what you're going to be asked to do. Because obviously, we knew Alec went in there, and every time Alec came back to us, it was always about resources. You've seen the other clubs round about him who are getting bigger budgets, better players in, and sometimes it's a hard shift. But it might be a manager who is out the game. I'm like you. I don't understand why it has to be a foreign manager all the time. I think we've got enough home-based guys here who proved, if given the chance, that they can do it. Yeah,
no disrespect to Neil Warnock, but I think that goes into the category of your Stuart Baxter. Managers that just wouldn't, I don't think, grasp what the Scottish game is all about. Neil Warnock's been around the houses, no doubt about his calibre, but I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. He seems to throw his name into the hat for most jobs that are out there. But no, I would like to think that the owner is going to interview as many as possible. I think there will be a lot get interviewed. I think the fans expect to see a wide range of manager applying for the job. So let's hope they get the right one this time.
Yeah. What about the signing of Chris Burke for Ross County? That came out of left field. What a good signing that will be for Jim McIntyre.
That's fantastic. I mean, we've all saw what he could do. I mean, all the Scottish supporters have saw what he can do in the Scotland jersey and at club level. He's a great player with the ball at his feet. He's got pace. He can go by people and score fantastic goals. What else do you want?
Yeah, full marks to Jim McIntyre. He's got a good eye for and a good ear for players that suddenly are available. They can coax up to Dingwall.
Yeah, I have to say, since Jim McIntyre went up there, you know, we knew before that the 6 and 7 foreign players that were coming in and then leaving 3 or 4 months later. I think if you look at most of Jim McIntyre's signings, they've all been a success. And the manager's backing him whenever he wants somebody to come in.
Yep, okay. Good luck to Chris. Great to see him back in Scottish football. As far as the Scotland under-21s are concerned, there was the squad was named for Iceland and Macedonia. Obviously, we can't qualify now. But Scott Gemmell, this is him naming his first squad, Ruffy, and here it is. He's actually gone for more than a few debutants who've got a chance to make an impression over the next couple of games.
And that's what you want to do when you go into the squad if you're given a chance. I have to be perfectly blunt. I can't see many names in there who are going to force them way into a Scotland full squad. If you look at the squad there's 50% of them can't even get a game for their first team. Yeah. They're all out on loan. So, I mean, that's a hard task. You've got to, when you've got to look at a squad, you want players who are playing first team football. But unfortunately, as you look at the squad, there's not many of them playing at the top level.
Well, being brutally honest, that's where we are in football at the moment, Ruffy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's unfortunate for people like Scott when it comes around to picking squads. You know, you would great to go along there and pick somebody who's playing week in, week out in a top side and having the confidence to go into the Scotland squad, and then that's where you get the benefit of it. But it obviously hasn't happened with this squad.
Okay, some good news for Hearts to get your thoughts on, Ruffy. Of course, Anne Budge, we've been very complimentary about Anne Budge and the Hearts board and what they're doing there. Certainly, I think they would have liked a win at the weekend, didn't quite materialise for them, but as far as off the field's concerned, that main stand, over half of the £12 million required to build it, has now been put in place. I think, you know, if you're talking maybe £6 million, good going by Hearts.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, the supporters have been there right for day one. You know, they put their hand in their pocket, you know, with helping the club along, and I'm sure they will to get that stadium finished. And when it is finished, I'm sure as a supporter it'll be fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic to go along there and say that I'm a supporter that's helped create all this stadium. I
mean, when you think about the atmosphere, even with the old main stand there, what's it going to be like with that new one and the increased capacity as well, Ruffy?
Yeah, it'll be great, and I'm sure every player will appreciate, you know, going to play there. Sometimes that can be a hindrance to the home side, and when you're going along to a club and you're going, oh, what a stadium they've got, I'm loving going there. Yeah. But I'm sure everybody will get the benefit of it.
Yeah, if you've got a good team, suddenly it becomes an intimidating atmosphere, Ruffy.
Well, it's intimidating just now. You know, it's always been intimidating, you know.
I thought you were going to say it's intimidating now and they haven't got a good team, but then again...
No, it is very intimidating. You know, as you know, my thing is the brewery behind the goal was always a wee bit of put off for me. Yeah. You know, just a bit of distraction.
Yeah, absolutely. Got you ready for leaving the ground before you actually had to do the job, which is probably why you had such a bad record in derby matches. But let's not dwell on that. Let's finish with something which I think is going to be the hottest story this week down south, and that's Sam Allardyce. Put himself really behind the 8 ball here. Big decisions for the FA. Just in the job, and suddenly leaves himself wide open with allegations that he advised certain individuals on how to get round FA rules on transfers. I mean, it's just, I can't believe it.
It's a sore one if we're to believe everything we're reading. It doesn't look very good for him. I think he'll have to come clean. He'll have to go and hold his hands up and obviously hope that the people there look at the situation and get the true story 100%. But I think if he was to be found guilty, there would only be one thing to do, and that's resign.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of the job, the stature of the job, and the financial reward of that job, why would you even bother? I mean, why would you even bother leaving yourself wide open to anything? You know, whether it's confirmed or not. I mean, he's got a lot of talking to do to talk his way out of this situation.
Yeah, he has. Again, we're not privy to the right details, but certainly it doesn't look good from the outside. And unfortunately for him, a lot of fans weren't his first choice. It wasn't the first choice with the media. So any opportunity they get, you know, to sort of push him out the door, then they'll use it. But I quite like the big guy.
Yeah.
I think he's up front, and personal, good, like whatever he hears. But I hope this is he can tuck his way out of this one.
Yeah, it's not ideal in the group for England as well, with all this uncertainty and all these headlines that come their way. Not that it boils down to we as a country just have to be good enough to do something against them.
Yeah, we do, but I mean, it's not very often at international level you get that kind of stuff hanging about in the background. So, like anybody else, the sooner they get to the bottom of it and then clear it up and move on, the better, because that's the kind of thing that the committee will be thinking about.
Okay, thanks, Ruffy, for the moment. Join us if you can tomorrow. We will be just looking on to Celtic Park with the floodlights gleaming down on the lush green turf. The Champions League emblem will be there. The music will put the hairs on the back of the neck, and we'll be on air at 7 o'clock for Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, a European football special. Join us if you can on STV at 7. Good night.